Before you say yes to the next person who needs you, stop. Ask yourself something we almost never hear from the minbar. Does this person actually deserve your help? We've been raised on one idea, that generosity has no conditions, that a good Muslim never turns anyone away. But the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam paint a more careful picture, one where mercy has direction, where giving to the wrong person at the wrong time isn't virtue, it's waste. In the next few minutes, you'll learn 6 kinds of people the Quran and Sunnah warn us to be cautious with before we hand over our time, our money, or our dua. And before you decide this sounds harsh, remember that even the most merciful man who ever lived turned some requests away. And he did it with wisdom, not coldness. Let's be clear about something first. This is not a lesson in closing your heart. It's a lesson in opening your eyes. 2 men once came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asking him for charity. He looked them over, able-bodied, capable of earning a living, and told them plainly that zakah was not for people who could work. If you wish, I will give to you, but there is no share in it for one who is rich, nor for one who is strong and able to earn a living. 2 men asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for zakah. He assessed their circumstances before deciding. If the most generous human being who ever lived could look someone in the eye and say, "Not you, not like this," then so can you. Discernment isn't the opposite of mercy, it's what protects it. Here are the 6 types, and how to recognize them before your barakah runs out. Type 1, the one who demands. Picture the relative who never actually asks for anything. They inform you, "You're picking me up. You're covering this one." Not a request, an assumption dressed up as family loyalty. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "The upper hand is better than the lower hand. The giver stands higher than the taker, but only when the taking comes with humility, not entitlement." Allah describes the truly needy in Surah Al-Baqarah as people who hold themselves back from asking out of dignity. The one who does not know their condition thinks them well off because of their restraint. You will know them by their appearance. They do not ask people insistently. Entitlement wearing the mask of need is still entitlement. When you keep feeding someone who believes you owe them, you're not honoring their dignity, you're feeding their pride. Type 2, the one who lives from crisis to crisis. Then there's the friend whose life is one long emergency, a new disaster every week, always needing rescue right now. Look closer though, and most of these crises aren't bad luck. They're the direct result of never planning, never following through, never learning. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to a man who left his camel untied, claiming reliance on Allah alone, "Tie your camel, then place your trust in Allah." Tawakkul was never meant to replace effort. When you keep bailing someone out of chaos they refuse to prevent, you're not helping them trust Allah more. You're just financing the chaos. You need to make it clear to them that you simply can't keep showing up for emergencies they refuse to plan around. Type 3, the one who never says thanks. Some people you help and they vanish without a word. Not to you, and as far as you can tell, not to Allah either, in the form of a single grateful dua for the ease that reached them. Gratitude in Islam isn't a nicety. It's tied directly to whether a blessing multiplies or disappears. Helping someone who never acknowledges what they've received, from you or from Allah, isn't generosity being tested, it's generosity being wasted. Make such a person clear that as your help hasn't been met with gratitude, so you will be redirecting it where it will be. Type 4, the one who wears their pain as an identity. Some people don't want a way out of their hardship, they want an audience for it. Every conversation circles back to the same complaint, and every solution gets waved off with, "You don't understand, it's different for me." It may be difficult for some people to understand, but there are indeed those who become strangely comfortable living in misery. They grow accustomed to having others rescue them whenever they face a crisis. Their hardships become a source of sympathy, while their difficult circumstances provide them with an excuse to avoid the harder work of changing their lives. In a way, they become so familiar with their struggles that they begin to find comfort even within them. Type 5, the one who weaponizes your deen. Then there's the one who makes no feel like a sin. If you were really practicing, you wouldn't say no to a fellow Muslim. It's not a request anymore, it's a guilt trip wearing religious clothing. If you too are among those who are being emotionally and religiously forced to pay charity, then understand this. Even the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself said no at times. He set conditions, he redirected people, and none of that made him less beloved to Allah. Our obedience belongs to Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, not to whoever is loudest about guilt-tripping us in Islam's name. The irony is that the very person who is preaching you to use religion properly is misusing religion himself, is trying to use religion as a tool for emotional blackmail and to extract charity. Type 6, the one who refuses every word of advice. This is the hardest one. The person who keeps making the same destructive choice, rejecting every bit of advice, resenting anyone who tries to correct them. Once you've given sincere counsel, clearly with good intention, you are not responsible for what they do with it. Sometimes the most loving thing isn't another rescue, it's stepping back so the consequence itself becomes the reminder. So how do you actually tell the difference between someone Allah wants you to lift up and someone you need to step back from? Ask 4 questions before you give anything: your time, your money, your dua. Do they ask with humility or demand as if it's owed? Do they take responsibility or blame everyone but themselves? Are they grateful to you and to Allah, or do they treat it as owed? Are they actually growing or repeating the same pattern? Hold anyone's request up against those 4 and you'll know exactly where your barakah should go. None of this means your heart has to grow hard. It means your generosity has to grow wise. Your boundaries aren't selfishness. Your discernment isn't judgment. It's amana, a trust Allah placed in your hands to steward well. And be honest with yourself. This won't make every decision easy. Some requests you'll sit with unsure, and that's exactly what istikhara and sincere dua are for. But here's what stays true regardless. The barakah in your help was never about how many people said yes to your generosity. It was always about whether it reached the right hands. This week, make 3 commitments. Ask Allah for the discernment to see people clearly. When one of these 6 types shows up, say your boundary out loud. Don't explain it. Don't apologize for it. And whatever you free up, your time, your money, your energy, pour it into someone humble, someone grateful, someone who is actually trying to grow. If this reached something in you, let us know in the comments. If it changes how you'll help people going forward, share it with someone who needs it. And if you want more reminders like this, subscribe to our channel for more such updates and reminder.